In these energetic updates, I share a nervous system-informed approach to working with the spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical bodies through the lens of the elements: fire, air, water, and earth. This work is not about prediction. It is about awareness, pattern recognition, and learning how to move through life with greater intention and balance. This week we move through the first quarter moon and into the waxing gibbous moon, the midpoint between the new moon and the full moon. The moon's light is steadily increasing as it prepares for its full illumination in Capricorn, an earth element associated with Pentacles, on June 29. The first quarter moon at the beginning of this week represents a point of action. The intentions planted during a new moon is asking for participation. This is often where resistance, doubt, or old nervous system patterns become visible. Not because something is wrong, but because growth requires movement beyond what is familiar. The invitation is to make conscious choices, take aligned action, and continue building trust in yourself and the path unfolding before you. As the week progresses, we enter the waxing gibbous moon, a period of refinement and adjustment. This energy is less about initiating and more about observing. What is working? What needs recalibration? What small shifts would create greater alignment? Rather than forcing outcomes, this phase invites you to fine-tune your intentions and strengthen the foundation beneath them. The themes of the week invites the emotional body to continue processing what has been illuminated since the winter solstice. Old emotions, coping mechanisms, and reactive patterns may rise to the surface, not to pull you backward, but to show you what is ready for awareness and release. As your window of tolerance expands, so does your capacity to express yourself more authentically. This week is not about reacting impulsively, but about becoming conscious of how you direct your energy. What thoughts, emotions, and truths are ready to be expressed? June 21st, Virgo Bridge, Earth Element, Physical Body. You may notice a growing desire to retreat from the noise around you. Activities, conversations, or online spaces that once held your attention may feel less appealing. The nervous system may be asking for solitude, reflection, and a return to your inner compass. Be mindful, however, of the difference between restoration and avoidance. Time alone can be deeply nourishing when used to reset, reconnect, and regulate. Yet the desire for solitude can also become its own coping mechanism when it is used to avoid life altogether. June 22 to 23, Libra, Air Element, Mental Body. The mental body is seeking recalibration. These are moments when you may have stretched beyond your current window of tolerance. The mental body is seeking clarity with the physical body, being reminded that expansion is part of growth, but growth also requires integration of a safe foundation. Libra reminds us that the mind also needs harmony. Notice where your thoughts are swinging toward extremes. Notice where you are overextending, overthinking, or attempting to make sense of everything at once. The scales are not asking for perfection. They are asking for balance. June 24 to 26, Scorpio, Water Element, Emotional Body. We return to those 3 days of integration, this time within the emotional body. The fiery, spicy waters of the emotional Scorpio energy is inviting us into a deeper relationship with our walls around our heart. The feeling of putting things on simmer is ready to be tended to. No longer feeling emotionally stagnant, you are ready for an emotional release. These 3 days act as an integration window for the emotional body, of what has become stagnant or unspoken within the emotional body. June 27th, Sagittarius Bridge, Fire Element, Spiritual Body. As we move toward next week's full moon in Capricorn, Sagittarius becomes another energetic bridge this week. This energy highlights the challenge of balancing an impulsive, truth-seeking nature with patience, moderation, and awareness. Following 3 days of emotional processing, the fire begins to build once again. Between impulse and action, and in that space, a new way of responding becomes possible. The question becomes, how will you express that fire? The release energy is building. The emotional body has spoken. Now comes the choice of how that energy moves forward. Remember, this work is not about right versus wrong. It is not about judging yourself for reacting or striving to become perfectly responsive. It is about becoming aware of the coping mechanisms attached to your reactions. The more awareness you bring to your choices, the more space you create between impulse and action. And in that space, a new way of responding becomes possible.